Hey guys, good morning. Just wanted to give you a lovely update. I'm so done. I'm spent. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm drained. All of the above. So, long story short, as y'all know, I had a stalker issue recently in my apartments. Today, I contacted the non emergency hotline for the police. They sent an officer, nice looking brother, by the way. He was big. He was like really, really like fit. Anyway, he was a young black brother. I spoke with him about what like my options were as far as legal purposes to see what charges can be pressed in this case of him knocking and on my door, not saying nothing, and walking away. Clearly harassment and stalking. He said in this jurisdiction, which is Henrico County, Henrico does not deem this issue as the realm as far as stalking or harassment, even though he clearly won't leave me alone. He said in order for it to be considered as stalking or harassment, he has to display some type of criminal behavior to where he attempts to assault me, he threatens to assault me, intimidates me, knocks in my door, breaking and entering, something like that. Like it has to be some type of contact, whether if it's like harassment through texting, harassing through emails, harassment by phone. And mind y'all, again, this is a complete stranger, another resident that lives here who I've never met, who I've never said anything to. Okay? A crazy deranged lunatic black man. And I don't have his phone number. Again, I don't know this man. He don't have my phone number. We never talked. We never said two words. And all of this started last week on Thursday with the knocking and the leaving. So he said in order for me to build a potential case for the court system to get a protective order in this county, I have to literally show the court that he's a menace to society by getting some type of camera footage at my door. So I told him I have a doorbell camera. He said, that's good. That's what you're going to need. He said, once you get that doorbell camera installed, you're going to have to keep track of each day and each time, like a log of how many times a day he comes to your door, whether he's watching you or not, and whether you're home or not. That way they can deem it as stalking behavior or harassment issues with you being a resident here since he lives here. So then I spoke with the property manager before the officer came, and she told me that she was going to have her regional manager pull the footage from the cameras upstairs because they have a control room, apparently. The only problem here is that as nice as the apartments are, they only have cameras in the common areas to protect their assets, but not the residents. So they only have cameras in the lobby, they only have cameras in the clubhouse, and they only have cameras on the door entrances to like the stairwells and to the parking garage. So there are no cameras in the hallways where the residents actually live, which is crazy to me. I said, maybe you guys should consider installing some cameras now because of this issue, because I would hate for this to happen to somebody else like me who's new from out of state that has barely been here for a month. And I said I would also recommend courtesy patrol officers too, because y'all have no courtesy patrol or some type of security presence on site. That's not good. I said as many places as I live that are like high-end luxury high-rise places, they've always had some type of courtesy patrol presence or, security on site. And she was like, I know. She said whoever the first, landlord was that owned this building didn't put this into place, but I will definitely have a talk with my regional manager about these suggestions and stuff. So she was very helpful. She was a nice white lady. And she told me, I'm so sorry this happened to you, Daphne. We will take this matter seriously. We will also inform the other tenant on that person's lease as well as this issue. I said, oh, another tenant lives with him. That's even better. So not only is he going to get the boot, hopefully he'll get trespassed soon, but the other tenant is also going to get evicted too because of his dumbass. So that's even better. So the part that boggled me and disturbed me the most wasn't the fact that the cops said because of legal purposes it's not a real crime in place, and wasn't the fact that I can't really get an emergency protective order even though he's stalking the shit out of me and watching me every 5 seconds. It was the fact that the property manager said, if it's who I think it is, with your description you gave me, and from looking at the cameras, it's kind of fuzzy to see his face. This individual does not live on your floor. I said, wait a minute, what? She said, yeah, he lives on another floor. I said, whoa. So you mean to tell me I got a creepy subject that I don't even know who lives on another floor of this building intentionally coming down to the first floor to harass and stalk the shit out of me? I said, that's a problem. I said, yeah, y'all gonna have to get a trespass, baby, because if y'all don't get some type of a trespass warning in place against him and his individual counterparts, whoever lives with him, the next step is the news. Because I'm running out of options, because there's no reason, and I mean absolutely no reason, why anybody new that moves to a beautiful luxury property should have any issues like this. Like, I would expect this hoodlum behavior in the hood, but now I feel like I might be a little bit more safer in the damn hood than the white people areas. Shit. But I'm not taking no chances either, and I'm not risking my life being in the hood, especially in Section 8 apartments. No offense to Section 8 people watching this video, but I don't trust shit that y'all got going on over there. Because they are not the most pleasant living spaces that you want to be in. And majority of those housings are like really, really old. They're outdated. They're infested with like roaches and shit. So yeah, no, thank you. Now, unless they are grant funded by like the city and they have like new and improved townhomes and duplexes, there are some nice Section 8 quality looking homes for like the poor and the more unsavory residents that you don't want to see around. But this gave me an eye opener as far as like place and living standards, because this just told me all I needed to know about Richmond. It don't matter what side of town you're on, if you're on the white people side of town or if you're on the black people side of town, crime does not stop, obviously. And I got to the point now where I'm keeping my head on a swivel and looking over my shoulder every 10 seconds to make sure that this Negro does not follow me to my car. Because what I've been doing recently to retrace my steps, instead of walking past the lobby like I would normally do, or past the clubhouse to get to my car, to the parking garage, I walk out the back way. So what I've been doing, I go out the back of the stairwell, and when I go out to the back of the stairwell, I go straight to the parking garage. It's a shortcut. It's way quicker. But anyway, yeah, I was done. I was just like, something's gotta give. And shame on this property that I'm here at, because this property needs to do way better on security protocols as far as installing cameras inside of the lobbies. And on top of that, I'm just at a loss for words at the fact that they will be so quick to protect their own assets and protect their little offices and their clubhouse and their amenities, but they won't be quick to protect the actual residents with camera footage inside the hallways. That's crazy to me. And now I see why several of my neighbors on this floor have doorbell cameras. That makes complete sense now. But yeah, this whole situation is ridiculous. I just want the Negro to stop. And by the way, when I woke up this morning, I didn't really sleep, by the way, because of all this mess going on. After my friend left to go to work to DC, shout out to Smitty. Smitty is such a lifesaver. He's so sweet. He spent the night over the weekend to make sure that I was okay. When Smitty was here yesterday, that Negro did not come not one time to knock on my door, because he knew that there was a man in this house. But the minute Smitty left at 4 a.m. to go to DC to go to work, he came back again several hours later and knocked on my door at 9 a.m. Literally, like a little after 9. I said, oh, you bold. You are bold. You still haven't learned your lesson yet? And you still want to keep coming back and knocking on my door to intimidate me like I'm scared of you? I'm not scared of you. You're a fool, because now you're making it 10 times worse than what it is. Because that just tells me everything I need to know. But I'm just like, I'm still stuck on, if he's living on another floor of this building, how does he know when I'm at home? How does he know when I'm not at home if he lives on another floor? Because there's got to be some way that he's watching me on this floor. I said, it can't be somebody on another floor, because how is he getting to my door so quickly if he's on another floor? It doesn't make sense. I said, when the police got dispatched over the weekend, as many times as the police came, he would come right after the police would leave, 10 minutes later. Unless he was already downstairs in that clubhouse hiding somewhere, or in the business center hiding, then maybe that's why he got to my apartment door so quickly. I don't know. But all I know is that damn leasing office better get a trespass warning against him and his raggedy ass tenant that's on his lease, because they got to go. I don't know what their intentions are. Again, this man has never said anything to me through the door. He's never left me a message on my door, nor a note saying what he wanted. And even after I screamed my head off in my Becky voice over the weekend, in my white girl voice, this fool still came back several hours later knocking on my door. And this time, on Saturday, when he was knocking on my door after midnight, he had a Solo cup in his hand. So obviously he was intoxicated at that point. So yeah, I don't know if it's drugs, if it's mental issues, I don't know, but I'm beyond pissed off. But I have a good feeling now that the cops are involved, and they're in the leasing office's face pulling that footage right now as we speak to identify this man and get a clear picture of him for the police report, because I already have my police report number and everything. They're going to probably trespass his black ass. I hope they do. And his counterpart, whoever lives with him on that lease. So fingers crossed, we get a trespass warning, because once he gets trespassed and he's, not allowed to come back on his property, that's an automatic jail. That's automatic arrest. Yeah, because trespass warnings can last, depending on the county and depending on the state, anywhere between a year to 5 years. It's not a joke. It's just like when people get trespassed from like places like Walmart, Target or Sam's Club, they get trespassed up to 2 or 3 years from Walmart or Target or whatever. And if they catch them on site, they go straight to jail each time. Yeah, like, one thing I will say about places like Walmart, even though I don't care for them, they are good about security, and they are good about trespassing people that steal. When I say Walmart don't play, when people steal things and they prosecute them to the max, they will trespass them and tell them that they're intentionally banned from every Walmart in America. Like, that's not good. So I'm just like, if Walmart could put a ban on somebody for stealing, petty things like jewelry and drawers, then the apartment should be able to trespass a psychopath lunatic that lives here, that constantly knocks on my door and says nothing and walks away each time. Like, that's an issue. And the crazy thing is that the officer, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, said that they had a similar case to what I described, but the resident that lived in the apartment building would watch some of the other residents in the pool, and then they would follow them and knock on their door and never say nothing and walk away. And then when the cops approached them, they later found out that the resident had an autism issue. He was on the spectrum. I said, this motherfucker is not on the spectrum. No offense, officer. He's a hoodlum. He's on young nigga mode, if you know what I mean. He's on young nigga mode. He's plotting to either beat me upside my head and steal my belongings or steal my jewels, and probably, SA my ass, but I don't know. He's plotting to do something devious. This deviant behavior, put it that way. So anyway, yeah, I said, that's definitely not autism. I said, because, baby, if this was autism behavior, he wouldn't have a Solo cup in his hand each time he would come by my door. He had a Solo cup in his hand each time he came by my door. He said, oh, in that case, he may be intoxicated, maybe thinking that was his door, maybe thinking that was his room. I said, no, Because I said all of this didn't start until last week on Thursday. I said he's been up to no good and he's been intentionally doing this crap because my household movers didn't get my stuff delivered to my apartment until Tuesday. They took a whole entire 30 days to deliver my goods. I've been here since the middle of February. He's seen me before in passing. He just never said anything. And he knows what I look like, and obviously he knows where I live. So it definitely ain't got nothing to do with that. He said, oh yeah. He said, then yeah, that sounds like criminal behavior, criminal intent. I was like, yep. And that cop was really nice. He was just having a nice conversation with me, asking me, what made me move here from Texas. I said, to be honest, I wanted a change, and I heard the DMV was a nice place to live, and they have good job opportunities. And, a couple of my military friends encouraged me to come out here. But now Richmond completely turned me off with this erratic behavior, and I don't think I'm going to be in Richmond too much longer. I said I'll still be in Virginia, but I won't be in Richmond too much longer. No. Uh, he started laughing. He's like, what's funny is that I started teasing one of my buddies. He recently moved from here in Virginia to Texas. I was like, why? I said, of all places, I don't recommend anybody move down that hellhole. He said, why not? He said, well, because one, they don't have women's rights. Two, they have a crazy lunatic governor. Three, it's an open carry state where it's open season on everybody, so it's trigger happy down there. I don't feel too safe in Texas. Hell, I don't half-ass to feel too safe in Richmond. I feel safe in Virginia, but just not Richmond. After this incident, no. He said, well, I understand, ma'am. He said, if you ever need anything, let me know. Here's my card. He gave me his info. Here's your police report number. Here's the non-emergency number. Give us a call if you need anything else. I said, I sure will. I said, hopefully, by the time they pull this footage, the leasing office will do something about this. Because if they don't, the next step is the news. And everyone's getting blasted. He said, I don't blame you. Do what you got to do. He just said, keep your door locked. And make sure you get that doorbell camera. You'll be good to go. I said, yep, I sure will. Because, baby, when I get that doorbell camera installed later tonight when it comes through Amazon, I'm going to talk to him through the camera and be like, what? Since you like to come here so much, the cops are on their way. I hope you know that. Every time you come here, the cops are going to keep coming back here. Have fun with the cops, asshole. Because I'm not even going to ask him what he wants. I'm not even going to cuss him out. I'm just going to be like, the cops are on the way. But y'all take care now. I'll holler at y'all later. Bye.